Greg Ehrenberg here from Awesemo.com with another NFL preseason prize picks video. The regular season is almost here, but we still have a little more preseason action to get to Thursday night. We have one game between the Patriots and the Eagles and some nice looking props over there for tonight. If you guys are new to prize picks, head on over to the site, use the promo code Awesemo, get up to a $100 bonus on that first deposit. The first player I'm looking at today is Jalen Hurts for under 7.2 fantasy points. He's one of the highest projected players over at prize picks today. And the main reason that I have an issue with him here is that it looks like there's going to be three quarterbacks taking snaps for the Eagles and getting about equal playing time. Nick Mullins, Joe Flacco, and Jalen Hurts all expected to get a good amount of playing time. So with that in mind, it's really hard for me to project any one player for that many fantasy points. We currently have Jalen Hurts projected for right around 5 fantasy points in our projections over at Awesemo.com. So to me, I'm going to take the under here and feel pretty comfortable with it with Jalen Hurts. The next player I'm looking at is Mac Jones for over 7.4 fantasy points. And I like Mac Jones for a lot of the reasons I didn't like Jalen Hurts, which is that even though the Patriots are going to be playing a couple of guys at quarterback, it looks like we're going to see a lot of Mac Jones today. He is projected for the most fantasy points of anybody over at PrizePicks for tonight's slate, but it still doesn't look like quite enough. In our projections, we have Mac Jones scoring a little over 8 fantasy points. His PrizePicks projection is for 7.4 fantasy points. The Patriots used a high draft pick on Mac Jones this year, and he's not going to likely open the season as a starting quarterback. That's probably going to be Cam Newton, but this is where they can really get Mac Jones some reps and experience. So I expect them to get some pretty good workload right now in preseason. The final player I'm looking at today is Kenneth Gainwell for over 5.9 fantasy points. So with Kenneth Gainwell, I think the thing that really stands out here is that we look at the Eagles depth chart. Guys like Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard, probably players that aren't going to see a ton of run in preseason action. Jordan Howard being a veteran, and then Miles Sanders being somebody the Eagles want to keep healthy for the preseason. So that means Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, these two guys are left to get the bulk of the carries for Philadelphia. And then you look at our projections over at Awesemo.com today. 8.7 fantasy points expected for Kenneth Gainwell. That has him with the highest projection of any individual player in tonight's game. It's going to be the over on Kenneth Gainwell. So to summarize the 3 players I'm looking at today, Jalen Hurts under his fantasy points, Mac Jones over his fantasy points, and Kenneth Gainwell also an over for him. If you want to play all of these props, head on over to PrizePicks.com, use the promo code Awesemo, get up to a $100 bonus on your first deposit.